Welcome everybody, this is Alan with Daily Armour of God. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you're all doing well. Alright, so this is my Finishing the Bible in 1 Year project, and this is going to be a bonus episode, a bonus day, a bonus chapter, if you will. No, a bonus book of the Bible. Okay, let me start over. This is going to be a bonus book of the Bible. So the bonus is Ruth. And when I say bonus, I mean because it's not part of my Bible reading plan. My Bible reading plan has me skipping Ruth and going straight to Samuel. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll do Samuel tomorrow. I really just wanted to do Ruth. I don't want to leave anything out of the Bible. Although it's not on my plan, I will just categorize this as like a bonus book of the Bible. I'm not gonna include it in. I'm not gonna include it in my day. Any days. Like this isn't day whatever, or you know what I mean. It'll just be a bonus episode, bonus book of the Bible, whatever you want to call it. So let's just get started, shall we? So Ruth, it's pretty short. So I'm gonna read the whole entire book of the Bible in this one episode because each chapter is about 20 verses long. So I figured, why not? Let's just do it. Ruth 1. Okay. Ruth 1:1. Now it came to pass in the days when judges ruled that there was a famine in the land, and a certain man of Bethlehem, Judah, went to sojourn in the country of Moab, he and his wife and his 2 sons. And the name of the man was Elimelech, and the name of his wife Naomi, and the name of his 2 sons Mahlon and Chilion, Ephrathites of Bethlehem, Judah. And they came into the country of Moab and continued there. And Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left and her 2 sons. And they took them wives of the women of Moab. The name of one was Orpah. The name of the other was Ruth. And they dwelled there about 10 years. And Mahlon and Chilion died also, both of them. And the woman was left of her 2 sons and her husband. And then she arose with her daughters-in-law that she might return from the country of Moab, for she had heard in the country of Moab how that Jehovah had visited his people in giving them bread. Wait, what? For she had heard in the country of Moab how that Jehovah had visited his people in giving them bread. Wherefore she went forth out of the place where she was, and her 2 daughters-in-law with her, and they went on the way return unto the land of Judah. And Naomi said to her 2 daughters-in-law, Go, return each to her mother's house. Jehovah will deal kindly with you as ye have dealt with the dead and with me. Jehovah grant you that ye may find rest, each of you in the house of her husband. Then she kissed them, and she lifted up their voice and wept. And they said unto her, Surely we will return with thee unto thy people. And Naomi said, Turn again, my daughters. Why will ye go with me? Are there yet any more sons in my room, that ye may be your husbands? Turn again, my daughters, go your way, for I am too old to have a husband. If I should say, I have hope, if I should have a husband also tonight, and should also bear sons, would ye tarry for them till they were grown? Would ye stay for them from having husbands? Nay, my daughters, for it grieveth me much for your sakes, that the hand of Jehovah is gone out against me. And they lifted up their voice and wept again, and Ophrah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clave unto her. And she said, Behold, thy sister-in-law is gone back unto her people, and unto her gods. Return thou after thy sister-in-law. And Ruth said, Entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest I will go, and where thou lodgest I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God. Where thou diest I will die, and there will I be buried. Jehovah do so to me, and more also, if aught but death part thee and me. And when she saw that she was steadfastly minded to go with her, then she left speaking unto her. So they 2 went until they came to Bethlehem. And it came to pass, when they were come to Bethlehem, that the city was moved about them. And they said, Is this Naomi? And she said unto them, Call me not Naomi, call me Mara, for the Almighty hath dealt very bitterly with me. I went out full, and Jehovah hath brought me home again empty. Why then call me ye me Naomi, seeing Jehovah hath testified against me, and the Almighty hath afflicted me? So Naomi returned, and Ruth the Moabitess, her daughter-in-law, with her, which returned out of the country of Moab, and they came to Bethlehem in the beginning of the barley harvest. Okay, Ruth 2. And Naomi had a kinsman of her husband's, a mighty man of wealth of the family of Elimelech, and his name was Boaz. And Ruth the Moabitess said unto Naomi, Let me now go to the field and glean ears of corn after him, in whose sight I shall find grace. And she said unto her, Go, my daughter. And she went and came and gleaned in the field after the reapers. And her hap was too light on a part of the field belonging unto Boaz, who was the kindred of Elimelech. And behold, Boaz come from Bethlehem, and said unto the reapers, Jehovah be with you. And they answered him, Jehovah bless thee. And then said Boaz unto the servant that was set over the reapers, Whose damsel is this? And the servant that was set over the reapers answered and said, Is it Moabitish damsel that came back with Naomi out of the country of Moab? And she said, I pray you, let me glean and gather after the reapers among the sheaves. So she came and hath continued even from the morning until now, that she tarried a little bit in the house. Then said Boaz unto Ruth, Hearest thou not, my daughter? Go not to glean in another field, neither go from thence, but abide here fast by my maidens. Let thine eyes be on the field that they do reap, and thou go after them. Have I not charged the young men that shall not touch thee? And then, when thou art athirst, go into the vessels and drink that which the young men have drawn. Then she fell on her face and bowed herself to the ground, and said unto him, Why have I found grace in thine eyes, that thou shouldest take knowledge of me, seeing I am stranger? And Boaz answered and said unto her, It hath been fully been shown me all that thou hast done unto thy mother-in-law since the death of thine husband, and how thou hast left thy father and thy mother in the land of thy nativity, and art come unto the people which thou knewest not heretofore. Jehovah recommends thy work, and full reward shall be given thee of Jehovah Elohim of Israel, under whose wings thou art come to trust. Then she said, Let me find favor in thy sight, my lord, for thou hast comforted me, and for that thou hast spoken friendly unto thine handmaid, though I be not like unto one of thine handmaidens. And Boaz said unto her, At mealtime come thou hither, and eat of the bread, and dip thy morsel in the vinegar. And she sat beside the reapers, and he reached her parched corn, and she did eat, and was sufficed, and left. And when she was risen up to glean, Boaz commanded his young men, saying, Let her glean even among the sheaves, and reproach her not. And let fall some of the handfuls of purpose for her, and leave them, that she may glean them, and rebuke her not. So she gleaned in the field until even, and beat out that she had gleaned, and it was about an ephah of barley. And she took it up and went into the city, and her mother-in-law saw that she had gleaned, and she brought forth, and she gave to her that she had reserved after she was sufficed. And her mother-in-law said unto her, Where hast thou gleaned today? Where wroughtest thou? Blessed be that he did take the knowledge of thee. And she showed her mother-in-law the whom she had wrought, and said, The man's name with whom I wrought today is Boaz. And Naomi said unto her daughter-in-law, Blessed be he of Jehovah, who hath not left off his kindness from the living and to the dead. And Naomi said unto her, The man is near of kin unto us, one of our next kinsmen. And Ruth the Moabitess said, He said unto me also, Thou shalt keep fast by my young men until they have ended all my harvest. Naomi said unto Ruth her daughter-in-law, It is good, my daughter, that thou go out with this maidens, that they meet thee not in any field. So she kept fast by the maidens of Boaz to glean until the end of barley harvest and of wheat harvest, and dwell with her mother-in-law. Ruth 3. Then Naomi, her mother-in-law, said unto her, My daughter, shall I not seek rest for thee, that it may be well with thee? And now is not Boaz our kindred, with whose maidens thou wast? Behold, he winnoweth barley tonight in the threshing floor. Wash thyself thereof, and anoint thee, and put thy raiment upon thee, and get thee down to the floor, but make not thyself known unto the man until he shall have done eating and drinking. And it shall be, when he lieth down, that thou shalt mark the place where he shall lie, and thou shalt go and uncover his feet, and lay thee down, and he will tell thee what thou shalt do. And she said unto her, All that thou sayest unto me I will do. And she went down unto the floor, and did according to all that her mother-in-law bade her. When Boaz had eaten and drunk, and his heart was merry, and he lied down at the end of the heap of corn, and she came softly and covered his feet and laid her down. And it came to pass at midnight that the man was afraid and turned himself. And behold, a woman lay at his feet. And he said, Who art thou? And she said, I am Ruth, thine handmaid. Spread therefore thy skirt over thine handmaid, for thou art a near kinsman. And he said, Blessed be thou of Jehovah, my daughter, for thou hast shewed me kindness in the latter end at the beginning, inasmuch as thou followest not young men, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, fear not, I will do to thee that thou requirest, for all the city of my people doth know that thou art a virtuous woman. And now it is true that I am thy near kinsman, howbeit there is a kinsman nearer than I. Tarry this night shall be in the morning, that if he will perform unto thee a part of kinsman, well, let him do the kinsman's part. But if he will not do the kinsman's part to thee, then will I do the part of kinsman to thee, as Jehovah liveth, lie down until the morning. And she lay at his feet until the morning, and she rose up before one could know another. And she said, Let it not be known that a woman came into the floor. And he said, Bring the veil that thou hast upon thee, and hold it. And when she held it, he measured 6 measures of barley, and laid it on her, and she went into the city. And when she came to her mother-in-law, she said, Who art thou, my daughter? And she told her all that the man had done to her. And she said, These 6 measures of barley gave he me, for he said to me, Go not empty unto thy mother-in-law. Then she said, Sit still, my daughter, until thou know how the matter will fall, for the man will not be in rest until he have finished the thing this day. Okay, Ruth 4. Then went Boaz up to the gate, and sat him down there. And behold, the kinsman of whom Boaz spake came by, unto whom he said, Ho, such a one, turn aside, sit down here. And he turned aside and sat down. And he took 10 men of the elders of the city, and said, Sit ye down here. And they sat down. And he said unto the kinsman, Naomi, that is come again out of the country Moab, selleth a parcel of land, which was our brother Elimelech's. And I thought to advertise thee, saying, Buy it before the inhabitants and before the elders of my people. If thou wilt redeem it, redeem it. But if thou wilt not redeem it, then tell me, that I may know. For there is none to redeem it beside thee, and I am after thee. And he said, I will redeem it. Then Boaz, what day thou buyest the field of the hand of Naomi, thou must buy it also of Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of the dead, to raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance. And the kinsman said, I cannot redeem it for myself, lest I mar my own inheritance. Redeem thou my right to myself, for I cannot redeem it. Now this was the manner in the former time in Israel concerning redeeming and concerning changing. For to confirm all things, a man plucked off his shoe and gave it to his neighbor, and this was a testimony in Israel. Therefore the kinsman said unto Boaz, Buy it for thee. So he drew off his shoe. And Boaz said unto the elders and unto all the people, Ye are witnesses this day that I have bought all that was Elimelech's, and all that was Chilion's and Mahlon's of the hand of Naomi. Moreover, Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of Mahlon, have I purchased to be my wife, to raise up in the name of the dead upon his inheritance, that the name of the dead be not cut off from among his brethren, and from the gate of his place. Ye are witness this day. And all the people that were in the gate and the elders said, We are witnesses. Jehovah make the woman that is come into thine house like Rachel and like Leah, which two did build the house of Israel, and do thou worthy in Ephratah, and be famous in Bethlehem. And let thy house be like the house of Pharez, whom Tamar bare unto Judah, of the seed which Jehovah shall give thee of this young woman. So Boaz took Ruth, and she was his wife, and when he went in unto her, Jehovah gave her conception, she bare a son. And the woman said unto Naomi, Blessed be Jehovah, which hath not left thee this day without a kinsman, that his name may be famous in Israel. And he shall be unto thee a restorer of thy life, and a nourisher of thine old age. For thy daughter-in-law, which loveth thee, which is better to thee than 7 sons, hath borne him. The line of David begin here? Okay. And Naomi took the child and laid it in her bosom, and became to nurse it. And the woman her neighbors gave it a name, saying, There is a son born to Naomi, and they called his name Obed. He is the father of Jesse, the father of David. Now these are the generations of Pharez. Pharez begat Hezron. Hezron begat Ram. Ram begat Aminadab. And Aminadab begat Nahshon, and Nahshon begat Salmon, and Salmon begat Boaz, and Boaz begat Obed, and Obed begat Jesse, and Jesse begat David. Okay, well, that was Ruth, guys. That was a short book of the Bible. I don't know if it's the shortest book of the Bible. I don't think so. I think there's one shorter than this. But like I said, this is just going to be a bonus chapter, or I'm sorry, a bonus book of the Bible, a bonus day. It's not. I'm not going to number it or anything like that. We're not going to do a daily Bible promise. So yeah, just gonna end it here. Actually, I'm gonna end with a prayer as always. So, dear Jehovah, our Elohim, thank you for today. Thank you that we're able to read your word in peace. I pray that you continue to be with us as we learn and grow. I pray that you draw closer to us as we draw closer to you. Thank you again for everything you've done for us. Thank you for everything you will do for us. In your precious holy name, our Elohim, our Jehovah, our Abba. Amen and amen and amen. So, this was a kind of interesting book of the Bible. I don't really get it. I'm kind of confused about it. I'm gonna have to go back and read it in my Bible with some notes, or check out, some some I don't know, some interpretations just to see what this book of the Bible meant. So, anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys have a good evening, morning, night, wherever you're at. Hopefully see you next time. And as always, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Take care, God bless. Put God first in everything you do. Shalom.